I didn't have too many expectations. All I knew was that Orphanage Outreach was a really good organization, and I just knew we were in good hands, and no matter what ended up coming our way, we'd make a difference down here. And that happened manyfold.
Clinic settings, surprisingly, are fairly well organized. As the weeks progressed, we've become more productive and more efficient in the way we're running things. We're even running a couple chairs a piece now, as much as we can, to try and keep people numb and then ready to go as soon as the next dentist is ready for the next patient. Everyone's eager to assist, work hard. People are not here for themselves. You can feel that. They're here to help others, to serve others. And it's a good atmosphere, a lot of fun.
Very crowded, but a good atmosphere and very energetic, and everyone's eager and willing to help out. Definitely, I'm happy to know like what I have at home compared to what they have here, and I'm never gonna. You have to be here to actually understand what it's like, because it's undescribable.
I likened it to the program MASH, where they were there and we just took whatever came our way. I've been doing orthodontics now for 20 years and haven't done a lot of these procedures, but very fortunate to have a great team and also a good memory.
You work with what you have, and at the end of the day you just get the beautiful smile that you're here to create. So really, doesn't matter if you're working in a disco, in a banana plant,
in a cockfighting ring.
Yeah. You just get your job done. The only thing that breaks my heart is yesterday we were at the biggest, I guess, place, and we couldn't help everyone. I wish we could have stayed longer, but I mean, we have to go in.
Just seeing each of the batets is just a little different population, different need level.
Everything you see on TV when they say, oh, support a child for 10 cents a day for water. Everything you see and you're like, click, MTV, change the channel because you don't want to see it. This is exactly what it's like.
Job was to entertain the kids and adults actually, with magic tricks while they're waiting in line. Also had the opportunity to make balloon animals for them, and they really enjoyed those because they had something tangible they could come away with. So right from the get-go, especially with the balloon animals, for instance, the kids were very happy to receive a balloon animal. You can tell that they don't have much in their lives, and both days that I was making balloon animals, when I was getting to the end of my sack of balloons, kids were starting to panic a little bit. Unfortunately, when you run out, you run out. That's nothing you can do about it. But I was very happy to be able to entertain. And as far as the magic goes, not only were the kids entertained by them, but also the adults. They immediately brought a smile to their faces, seeing some magic in their lives. Putting a smile on their faces was very heartwarming for me. That's my job. I live for that, to make people a little bit happier. I think it's important. The dentists and the doctors were doing their job, which is extremely important, of course, and I offered a different perspective to brighten the lives of the people in the Dominican Republic.
The patients we've been seeing are amazing people. It seems to me, for me, it would be a hard life to live here and have to go work out in the fields all day, as many of our patients do. And when they come, they know they have a problem. They're able to sit through the extraction or whatever fillings or whatever we're doing for them. They don't seem to complain. They don't seem too stressed about what we're doing, and they seem grateful for the help, for the service, and we're happy to offer it. They're amazing people. They're strong. One other thing I've noticed is their bone is very strong. I'm not sure why. Perhaps they have a pretty good diet, but the density of the bone is strong, which makes the teeth kind of tough to dig out of the bone.
Just wonderful people.
Yeah, they're
so grateful.
So happy, and they're always, they come, they're smiling, you see where they come from, and I don't think I would be smiling and that happy, but they're just happy, and their pain tolerance is incredible.
Oh, it's amazing.
They're sitting there getting a needle, and they're smiling. Yeah, it's very
And thanking you afterwards.
Yeah, giving you their belt.
I made the mistake of paying a compliment to one of our patients. I said I liked his belt and walked away for a minute, came back, he took it off and handed it to me. And he wouldn't take it back no matter what we said.
They need a lot of help. You can tell that their dental health has been neglected, so you can tell these people definitely need a lot of work being done on them. I would say they're very appreciative. Like any little thing you do, no matter how big or little it is, they'll always leave with a big smile, very thankful. Yeah, I think very, very appreciative, I would say.
They seem very peaceful people, very content. Like they were so happy for us to be doing the work we were doing. No complaints. I mean, dentistry isn't a very fun thing to have done, and I did not feel anybody complaining about what we were doing at all.
One of the moms who was translating, she hadn't eaten in 2 days, and they gave her a meal and she ate. And then the next day they gave her a meal and she gave it to another kid that she didn't even know. Oh, and the original reason she hadn't eaten in 2 days was to feed her own kids. So it's just amazing what they put themselves through just to take care of them. So I thought it was really inspiring.
The kinds of differences that we made in these people's lives, multiple abscesses in their mouths. Toothache pain is one of the worst pains that human beings endure.
Quite surprised and impressed with what we did do, working with the people on the plantations who were paid just enough to scrape by, just to feed, and maybe just barely to do that, and to be able to help them and to be as busy as we are. It felt like going home on a stretcher yesterday. Just dug down very, very deeply. I did it with a glad heart, certainly. My heart was softened, and I'm glad the week turned out the way it was. It was much better than what I expected.
Everyone here, all the doctors, dental students, the assistants, everyone is on their A game. All the patients are unique in their own way.
It's a very good group because we're all here because we want to be. And lunch hour, we should be taking an hour. As soon as my sandwich's down, I just want to run back and help as much people as I want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So mainly we've been taking out cavities, doing fillings, and lots of extractions, mostly. I'd say 80% extractions.
We were doing a lot of emergency type situations that we'd see at home, abscess teeth, a lot of pain, people in pain and wanting to get out of pain desperately. We saw the lines when we arrived form very quickly, and so we were taking a lot of abscess teeth out, taking care of those infections, some fillings, but the majority of what we did were surgeries, extractions, some quite difficult.
I thought it was really valuable, especially like people who are like in clinic already and stuff. Got to see a lot of things, especially with like oral surgery type stuff that before you've gone through your intense rotations that you wouldn't have gotten to see before. And also see other experienced dentists do certain procedures, and since there are a few dentists, seeing how everyone does things differently, I thought was really valuable. Obviously the first priority was being efficient, so when there are faster dentists here, you know, for the most part that means just letting them do their thing.
I think Orphanage Outreach has done a really great job to make sure that we're cleared to just do what we do best, and therefore have the maximum impact during the short time that we're here.
We figured if this was in the United States and there were regular fees, dental fees, with just the few dentists that we have here and the few days that we actually did dental work, and it would have cost about $150,000 in dental work. And that goes to show how many people we saw, because extractions can be some of the, and fillings can be some of the cheapest things that we do. And that's how many we did.
I really enjoy seeing the patients after they get their dental work done and complete, and they're really happy with the way things look, or with that tooth that was hurting them being pulled out so that they know they're going to be feeling better. It's a nice feeling just knowing.
Just the other night I was in my tent talking with my friend Team Scarborough, and we just said the way we describe being here is we're happy. We're just happy. It's an interesting feeling. We're not stressed or worried about living conditions or the food, although the food's been awesome. We're happy to be down here. So that's the biggest thing for me, is just realizing, wow, it's a great thing to serve people. You forget about your own worries, stresses at home, and you're happy.
I'm just so proud of my students. I mean, I can't say enough. I've gotten a little emotional a couple times this trip just watching them. I mean, most of their classmates are somewhere sunny and hot in the sun taking a break. And, they're here just doing this, and they don't have to, they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it for all the right reasons.
One patient that stuck in my mind was someone I was treating yesterday. I think all I did was, I did a white filling for her. She had, her incisor was broken down, so I built it up. And when I showed her a mirror, and when she saw her tooth, she just couldn't believe it that was her tooth. And she kept tapping it to see if it was actually hers. And I was like, yeah, I mean, and that's no big deal. I'll do that all the time back at home, and no one will even think twice or even say thank you. And I think that stuck out the most. Little things like that meant a lot, and it kind of touched my heart.
This lady who had brown spots in her front teeth, and she wanted them fixed, and at the end she wanted a mirror, and she wanted to see how she looked, and that was really important for her to see herself. She kept on asking for the mirror, and at the end she had a big smile. She was really happy. So that's gratifying, because you know that we've helped that person feel better about herself and her smile.
For me, it was one little guy on the second day that, to be honest, I had to fight with him. And I think I shocked the students a little bit too with some of my techniques, and team came by with a little bite block, but he had two just horribly abscessed teeth, and there was nothing else that you could do but just get it done, and we did. And later on in the afternoon, the little guy came by and he was running around, and so I went over and I shook his hand, and I got my picture taken with him, and it was just that hit home to me the kind of difference that we were making, and it was a profound experience.
To be able to serve them and to see them and to help them. I've been trying to think of how I'm going to put what I feel in my heart into words so I can express that with my wife and my family. Haven't been able to. I've been trying to put it on paper, and I haven't been able to do it. It's the feeling that I had that day, and the other days too, but so strongly that day I cannot even describe. My heart was filled, feeling of compassion. And when we're done, and they know that you've helped them, and they give you a hug or smile or just want to shake your hand or even hold your hand, it's hard not to feel those emotions welling up.
I just felt it was really great to come and work as a team, especially the first day. We didn't really know all of these people, but there was a common thing that brought us here, and so it was just the teamwork that happened right from the beginning that I found that was really, really awesome to be part of this organization.
It's just awesome to be a part of, when you sit back and think of it, just the fact that all these people who came in, especially in pain, and left, and just realizing that, they'd wake up the next morning and they'd feel better. I thought that was really cool. And just seeing how everybody worked together, and even when it was close to closing time, if there was still a lot of people, everyone just kind of got in this mindset, all right, we need to, it wasn't okay, it's about time to pack up. It was all right, we need to get as many of these people seen as possible. So I thought that was really cool.
What I will take back is I wasn't paid to come here. I made my own way here, and we've seen so many patients, and if you would count the amount of money, it's a lot of money that we gave, and to me it's just incredible. We're all working, we don't even worry about wages or nothing like that. It's not production, it's just as long as we take care of everyone. So what I will bring back is just not take anything for granted.
I'll be coming back to Canada with a different outlook, and I hope to also have help my children grow in this experience so that for the rest of their lives they'll know the importance of giving back. And I think they've grown a lot through it too, and they've mentioned it already.
The deep desire to do it again. I'm going to still appreciate the luxuries that we enjoy, we're blessed most profoundly, but seeing these people, they've reinforced a valuable lesson that happiness is more a product of attitude than of what you have. So many of these people have nothing, but I'll never forget their smiles and their cheery attitudes and the way that they interacted with each other, and it was just unbelievable in a positive way, and I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do everything I can to do it regularly.
I think for me and my daughter, Michelle, it's going to alter our perspective on life a little bit, and we may not be quite as concerned about some of the little things that irritate us during the day, knowing how people in parts of this world live, and we witnessed it firsthand. So I think in general I'm going to hopefully be a better person, a more tolerant person, a more patient person, and absolutely want to do it again.
So it's easy for a lot of people to donate money, but it's bringing it a step higher to involve yourself, and we change people's lives, but they change our lives.
I just felt like it was like an awesome week. You know, there are a lot of things you can do with spring break, but I guess as difficult as it was at times, it was really fulfilling. And like, it's the type of thing you look back and realize like you actually did something that helped people. You know?
Just bring your smile in your heart and you'll be all set. And maybe your toothbrush.
Sorry, Jenna speaking.
It's awful.